Well, hello everybody. It was so exciting today that our elf came out of isolation and was visiting us. I received several name suggestions, so I will, in a few minutes, I will take this little cup and I will pull out the name, and tomorrow in the news feed, not in the contact section, but in the news feed, I will post the name of our elf. And if yours doesn't get picked, don't worry, because it's just a random draw, all right? And I'm a little concerned about where she might be tomorrow. So check in tomorrow and we'll find out. Meanwhile, my friend Gingy, who also came with the elf, so far she's been pretty good. We'll see. And I are going to read you a story, and it's about a gingerbread, but it's not the normal gingerbread boy story. This story is called Gingerbread Baby. And it is one of my favorite gingerbread stories. It's written by an author, and her name is Jan Brett. And what's really cool about her pictures as we get along is that she shows things that are going to happen. This is called foreshadowing, which is something you'll learn way when you're in high school. She shows things along the sides of the picture of the book on every page. So, Gingerbread Baby. It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said, Gingerbread Boy. And there you go. And you can see here on the side, the cookbook. This book is a little difficult to read because it's a different shape. Okay, let's see what happens. They measured and they mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy, and they popped him into the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes. No more, no less. Do not peek, the recipe read. Uh-oh. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. Oh dear, he did not listen to the instructions. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. Look at that. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. I think this gingerbread baby's going to be trouble. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back in the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside to the yard. And there you can see. And if you look on the far side over here, you can see the gingerbread baby outside. And there's a cat there. I wonder what that means. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. Got a ride on top of the cat. He ran towards the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of the tasty ginger and sniffed along beside him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked at the gingerbread baby, but the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. You can't catch him, that's for sure. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, catch me if you can. Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. I wonder what he's going to do. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well with the gingerbread baby, and he stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him, while Madeline tiptoed behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. And meanwhile, look here what Maddie's doing. He's mixing something at home. I wonder what it's going to be. Over here. Keeps rolling something. He took a braid from Martha, this is the gingerbread baby, and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Ooh, that is rude. Back in the house, Maddie stirred and mixed and rolled the dough. He shaped it and put it in a pan and then into the oven. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. 8 long minutes. This time he did not peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. I wonder if he's making another gingerbread man. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead of him. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to a mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down on her snout. That's her nose. I'm the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and father, too fast for the cat and dog, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. Who is left? Maddie. Maddie's left, isn't he? Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over to the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. Away goes the gingerbread baby. Oh, this is not good. Wait till you see what animal it is now. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby dancing on top and singing in a loud voice. Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever. Until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Who was that watching from the trees? It was a fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up, but the fox couldn't help himself, and he licked his chops, smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Let's hope he got away. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice. Ha, ha, he, he, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can. And look here on the side again. What is Maddie making? Can you see? And here on the other side. You better look. I think that Maddie's pretty smart. The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. Who is in my milk? He shouted and lifted the lid, but the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and pinched him on the nose. Oh my goodness, look at everybody. Look at all the people that are running after this gingerbread baby. That's a lot of people and animals. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cat, the father and the mother, and all were after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. Ah, look at that. Look what Maddie made. Very clever. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of a clearing was a gingerbread house with sugar covered with candy and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. And if you look here, look who is hiding behind the tree just waiting for him. Who finally caught the gingerbread baby? Maddie was very smart. In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived at the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father said, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." So they think that one of the animals got the gingerbread baby. But we know that's not true. "Hello, Maddie," his father said when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you've been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught the gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. Oh, it's a secret he's not telling him. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. And check this page out. It's a very special page. Okay, so there it is. There's the gingerbread house. And if you open it up, look who's inside. And it says, "I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me." And that is the end of Gingerbread Baby. So now you have a job. I am going to add in a sheet, and what I want you to do is I want you to think about what your very favorite part was in that story. Was it when all the animals were chasing him? Was it when Maddie made the nice gingerbread house? Was it when he first popped out of the oven? I want you to draw a picture, and I want you to write about it. And you might need an adult's help, and that is okay.